Now check this out. This is like a picture of a forest in Kenya. It says it was shot from a hot air balloon. Like they shot this picture from a hot air balloon. But that's a forest. Look at how far that motherfucker stretches. That's like one screenshot, like one lens full of a forest. And we live in a world where people want to build big houses, right? And one of the main ingredients of a house is wood, right? And I was talking to my dad about this, like a white man, the greedy white man, not the guy you work with or the guy you drink beer with from time to time, or whatever, guy in your neighborhood, the greedy white man, the real, the Mr. Burns from The Simpsons white man, he'll see this forest and he'll cut all those trees down and build houses. He'll level all that forest and then he'll put houses up and then try to sell you the house. Now, let's say you from Africa. Let's say you got you live right over here. You want a big house. You just chop down all these trees and you build a bigger house. You don't have to go to the government. You don't need as long as you can get the land. You don't need uh, permits. You don't need a this or that. You don't need a permit or you don't need to go to an engineer or nothing. You build your house. If you're a great architect, you build a beautiful house. This is what I've learned from Africans. But a white man will chop all these forests down. That's why they want Africa. They want to chop all that down and then build cities. Now he only has enough. He only takes enough space to have a house to fit right here. You know what I'm saying? He'll cut all this down, for miles and build a city. Thousands of square feet, thousands of miles. 100 miles of city or whatever. He'll turn it into a city and try to get people to buy all this shit. He could have spent $5,000 and built a mansion with just this wood here. He got to cut all this down, the whole goddamn forest, so he can build a city, so he can make money. But the wood is free. You got to chop down the tree to make the money, because the money's made out of paper. That's the mind of a white man, of a rich white man. You need a way. They need control. They need a way to control, so they cut down everything that's free, and they control it. This is probably food. Like food, they say there's a food shortage. Last year, the girl I was dating, the COVID hit, and we sitting there, and I was telling her they talking about it's a food shortage. She said, "Well, they had food grew, and then they threw it. They canceled school, so they threw it back in the ground." And she said, "Why would they do that?" I said, "Well, they probably could make money off of it, but it's food. What I'm saying? Food is free. Food grows for free, but they got to make money off of it because the government says they got to make money off of it to eat. You grow the food, but you sell it so you can buy food." You see what I'm saying? Like the system of the world, nothing is going to last forever. Egypt lasted 3,000 years, and then it changed regimes. The black people moved out, the Saudis and the whites moved in, and it's still here now. 5,000 years later, Egypt is still there. And then America's been here 400 years. It's pretty young. America's pretty young, but none of these things that we call uh, regimes and countries, they don't last forever. Now, if you got trees, you can grow food. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can grow trees, you can grow food because that means the soil is fertile. You might have animals that eat your shit, but still, where you can grow trees, you definitely can grow food. But they say, there's not enough this and that for the American people. There's not a food. They say there's only 60 harvests left. You know what I'm saying? Well, they built too much shit here. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody should really know how to build their own home. But they don't teach us that in school, and you have to go to a trade school to learn how to do that. Then you have to work as an apprentice. But you should be working on those type of skills all the time. I heard the Amish teach their young children how to build houses. They can build a house just as good as a college graduate with a degree. in engineering and architecture, as a child, as a 15, 14-year-old child, can do the same thing. The Amish. And we look at those people like they're ass backwards. We're ass backwards because we're broke, especially black people. We're broke. And we look down on people that live out in the country that make everything themselves. Well, I don't, but I've seen people call a country black person a hillbilly because they live in the country. They talk country or whatever. They do everything themselves. They build things themselves. But this is why you're broke, black people. Us, me included. We want to buy what other people make. But look at how this is Africa. This is where we're from. Well, maybe not Kenya. This is Kenya. This is more Central Africa. A guy told me they have forests everywhere in Africa. They never developed all this stuff. A white man would go there and chop all this down and then try to find a way to sell it to his friends so he can have money. He could go over there with $5 and chop this shit down on his own and have a mansion with a wooden view, with a wooded view. But he'll chop all this shit down and turn it into a subdivision. Shit out of here. Turn it into a subdivision just so he can have money. Then he'll take the money and buy a boat. But he won't chop the tree down and build a fucking boat. Boat made out of wood. He won't chop down enough trees to build a boat. He'll buy all this and sell these houses and buy the biggest boat, buy $1 million boat. And he don't even know how to drive the motherfucker. Motherfucker be sitting in the bay the whole time he got the boat. Go on the boat with him, be him and five other people. He could have made a boat just as nice if he was skilled enough. He wouldn't need to know about money and just live with a nice house in the woods and a boat by the water and just been happy. But happiness is not what people want. People think money buys you happiness. But all money do is buy the manufactured or processed product of everything that's free from the earth.